In this tutorial, we'll explore some strategies for implementing gamification in your classroom. We'll begin with identifying what gamification looks like in the classroom. We'll outline the essential elements of a gamified classroom, and we'll share some tips for implementing gamification. Let's get started. First, what is gamification in the classroom? According to Tom Driscoll, gamification is not simply using a game in the classroom. Instead, it's turning the classroom into a game-like environment. There are several essential elements in a gamified classroom. First is the existence of immediate feedback and reinforcers. Next is the tracking of progress and mastery, perhaps through experience points, badges, leaderboards, or friendly competition. A gamified classroom uses increasing levels of difficulty or a leveling system for the activities. There's a low risk of failure, with unlimited retakes available for students who don't succeed on the first try. A narrative or storyline is present that guides students through the tasks that they need to complete. And finally, students in a gamified classroom are given choices as to the tasks that they complete. If you'd like to implement gamification elements in your classroom, here are some questions to ask yourself as you make plans to do so. First, how will you track student progress and how will you measure mastery of the competencies? Will you use experience points or badges, or will you stick to traditional grading? Or will you create a combination of two or more of these elements? What is the storyline or narrative or quest that you'll build around your subject matter? Will you include some sort of simulation or other similar tasks that will allow students to demonstrate their mastery or to delve deeper in their learning? Will you use any adaptive learning technologies in your gamified classroom? Will you use educational games or videos as part of the process? If you're going to use these types of elements, will you be creating them yourself or will you be using another resource? How will you communicate the purpose and the progress tracking in the gamified classroom to stakeholders, including students and their parents? How will you evaluate the impact that gamification has on your students' motivation and determination? Will you use competition or teamwork in your gamification strategies? Or will you use some combination of the two? While you consider these questions, you may wish to look at some pre-developed resources. You can visit this web address to find a wide array of options. In this tutorial, we looked at some strategies for implementing gamification in your classroom. We began by defining gamification in the classroom and identifying its essential elements. Finally, we listed some questions that you can ask yourself as you consider implementing gamification in your own classroom. This is a great time for you to stop and reflect. Can you see yourself making the shift from using games to implementing gamification? As we went through the list of questions to ask yourself as you consider implementing gamification, were there questions that spoke to you more than others? As you reflect on how this new information can be applied, you may want to explore the additional resources section that accompanies this video presentation. This is where you'll find links to resources chosen to help you deepen your learning and explore ways to apply your newly acquired skill set. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day.